Great drumming in unexpected places. If you keep your ears and your mind open, you can find great drumming just about anywhere and in the most unexpected places. Today, we take a journey to the world of television, the NBCU, to everyone's favorite municipal city government department, Parks and Recreation. When I first started watching the show, the first episode, the first thing I noticed was the theme song. And it stood out to me because of the great drumming in it. And it's very short, very brief, and it's not fancy or flashy, but we'll get into the subtleties of why this is such great drumming. Now, the theme song was written by Gabby Marino, and from what I could find out, the drummer who played the snare drum in the theme song was a guy named Paul Goldberg, a session drummer. And so he does a fantastic job on a very well-tuned snare drum, better tuned than this snare drum is, at playing this theme song. So let's take a listen to it. So what is it? What stands out? So to me, it's these little buzzes, these little buzzy bees that happen throughout it. First of all, it's a very catchy, very upbeat orchestration, a lot of moving counterpoint and parts, cool changes that move. But the drums have this cool part that involves roughs, but they're buzzed roughs. And it's specifically the buzzed roughs that stood out to me because people don't know just how hard these are to play. When a rough, very simply, you can play them open or you can play them closed. In this case, he plays them closed. Now, a rough can be interpreted a number of ways. A lot of people will say that a rough is or you can play it with two hits on one hand and one, or you could play three strokes, right? Different interpretations of the rough. So in this, it's what it sounds like to me is a buzzed rough, a buzzed three-stroke rough. You could call it a three-stroke rough. Because if you were going to play it open, it would be two notes and then an accent. But he closes it and plays a buzzed rough. So that, as well as keeping the tempo moving with all these syncopated accents playing it with it, and as well as five-stroke rolls. I haven't learned it. I'm not going to sit and learn it, but just those combinations of things and just to play around with it, very military. This is a very military style.
In the mirror, totally style.
So those little five-stroke buzz rolls, the buzzed roughs, all keeping that tempo moving forward. Very difficult to play and difficult to play clean, but he plays it on a nice, well-tuned snare drum, right in time. And then they add some kind of other layer to build things up as the theme builds on. And then, of course, at the end, there's after things have built, he does a series of accents into buzz rolls. And It's a 7-stroke roll, 9-stroke roll. That was the first thing when I turned on the show. I go, I'm going to check the show out. And I put it on, and this was the first thing I heard. I said, I'm in already. You got a great drummer playing snare drum on the theme song. I'm in 100%. So a way to practice something like this is you could just sit and just try to do a buzz on one hand and accent the other. And go back and forth. You can also start playing it open with an open rough. And then close it. And just working through that slowly, hand to hand, back and forth. This is something that you would see a lot in marches, Sousa marches. A lot of that style comes from marching music, Sousa style marches, where you would see now that's a 5-stroke roll, but it's buzz, so this would be open. I'm buzzing my left hand, I gotta open it up. And it gets into the concept of the 5-stroke roll and how you can interpret it different ways. There are different ways to interpret the 5-stroke. So if you're going to do it on triplets, you could do. Or you can do 8th note with 2/16 with rolls on them. Or you can buzz them. So there's a lot of different ways to play the 5-stroke roll, but the buzz is what adds the flavor to this theme song. Those little buzzes. Love it. There you go. TV theme song, great drumming. Well executed. I loved it from the first second I heard it. If you can come up with anything, if you see something in a commercial, on TV, in a movie, on the street, at your grandma's house, that's excellent, great drumming in an unexpected place, let me know and I'll see what I can do with it. Keep your ears open, keep your mind open, and look for it out there in the world. Thank you very much.